So today I want to show you how to make a cool little book out of one sheet of paper. So these are just really nice little books, and I'll show you some little variations on them. But you can do all kinds of things with these. One of my favorites is to do a how-to book, because everybody knows how to do something. This is how to make things. And then it just has pictures of all kinds of things that you might make. And this is a book on how to sew a simple skirt. And so it has all the steps: find the measuring tape, measure your hips, measure your knee, get some fabric, blah, blah, blah. Goes through all the steps. And then the last thing you do is you wear your skirt. So everybody knows how to do something. So that's a really great project for this. I want to show you a couple of variations. This is fun things to do at the museum, at the art center. And so we had a thing where you could draw your own work of art on there. You could draw your own sculpture on there. You could write a song on there. But it says, pull on the pages with the stars to see who is the most amazing artist of all. And we put stars on these two pages. And then when you pulled them, the most amazing artist was you, which is pretty cool. I'll show you how to do that. So you can put a little hidden riddle in there. The other thing that's really cool is if you've been following along, let's see, this has a little slip cover that I'm going to take out. So if you've been following along, this shows you that there are places for pop-ups in there. That's half of that little critter mouth, isn't it? And then here's that little simple pop-up with a piece of paper stuck to it. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so we're going to start with just our basic piece of paper. And my friend Susan Kapuscinski-Gaylord calls this a hot dog book. And the reason she calls it a hot dog book is to remind everybody that the very first fold is always a hot dog. And you can do this with any kind of paper, anything. We're going to do a blank-ish, this is a piece of legal pad, sheet first, and then we're going to do one that already has some writing on it. So first thing we're going to do is fold it in half like a hot dog. And remember to hold your paper with your left hand, fold with your right hand, give it a nice crease. Then we're going to open that right back up. And I'm going to turn it. So now I can fold it in half like a hamburger. Everybody the kids all know hamburger folds and hot dog folds. Doesn't really look like a hamburger, but it's not tall and skinny like a hot dog. So I'm going to hold the bottom one, match that up really nicely. And you notice that I'm keeping my paper very nice and flat on the table. Then I'm going to turn it. So if I was going to open it, it would open in the direction of a birthday card. I'm going to hold with my left hand. I'm going to take that top leaf only, bend it backwards, match it as nicely up with the fold. Okay. Then we're going to flip the whole thing upside down, hold with our left hand, bend the top leaf only backwards, match it up as nicely as you can with that left side. Okay. So I'm hoping that you have kind of a little paper airplane. Okay. So I'm going to hold my paper airplane so that my wings are up out of the way. And I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm hoping you can see the fold line in the middle there. And I'm making sure that my wings are out of the way. And I'm going to cut right through, starting at the fold, on that fold line. And I'm going to go the teeny tiniest little bit past this line. Okay. So now I have two sides on it, and see how it's kind of wiggly? And I'm going to hold on to that and bring it up so I have a plus sign. And I'm going to turn it so it's an X. Then I'm going to flatten it down. And now all I have to do is hold with my left hand, put my hand under all the other pages, fold over. And now I have my book with 8 pages, which is pretty cool. And you remember when we did our pop-ups, if there was a fold, so let's say I want to do a pop-up in this fold, I'm going to kind of undo it, do my 2 cuts. Does everybody remember the steps? Fold it backwards, and then we have to exercise our fold. So back and forth and back and forth. Open it a little bit, pop it through there. Okay, so I'm going to put this back together. Sometimes that gets a little confusing putting it back together. So if you always just go back to your airplane, put the wings up, and then it'll kind of show you how it wants to fold together because you've really made those creases firmly in one direction. So now when I go through my book, I have this cool pop-up right there. I could glue something to the side like I did in this one if I wanted to. So same thing, okay? All right. So I can't wait to see what you do with your book. But I want to show you one more quick way you can do this. This is just a page out of a magazine, and I tore it out. So this side is very messy. So I'm going to kind of fold that. And I can use my scissors, or I'm going to see if I can tear it nicely. It depends on which direction this paper is. Remember we talked about the grain direction of paper. Sometimes it likes to fold and tear in a particular direction, and sometimes it doesn't at all. So that's okay. Okay, so I want my page to be landscape orientation. Landscape is short and wide. And I want this guy to be on there. So, okay. So I'm going to make sure that the thing that I want on there doesn't go more than halfway up, okay? And then I think on this one, I'm going to cut. Okay, so if I have a picture on there that I want to show, I'm going to make sure that I start my hot dog with that picture upside down. So I'm going to, it's upside down. Remember, it's a hot dog book, so I'm going to do my hot dog fold first. Okay, open up. I'm going to turn it. And then I'm going to make my hamburger fold. And then I'm going to turn it so that it would open in the direction of a birthday card. Okay. So I'm going to hold it with my left hand. Take my right hand, fold that top leaf only backwards. Match that edge as nicely with the fold as I can. Okay. Then I'm going to flip the whole thing upside down. Hold with my left hand, fold with my right hand. Okay. And then you recognize our little airplane. So I'm going to cut through the fold on that line, just the teeniest bit past this line. Okay, so there's my, you know if you went far enough if this bends nicely. If it doesn't come apart nicely, just give it one more little snip. Okay, so I'm going to bend it up into my plus sign, turn it into an X, smash it down, and fold it over. So let's take a look and see where that dog ended up. All right, so here's the front of my book, and I can draw on there. I can do some collage. I can do whatever. This is kind of a beautiful texture, even though it's upside down. Okay, so I might have to do some collage over here because my people are upside down, but uh-oh. My dog ended up on 2 different pages. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. So I guess my dog, instead of being in the middle, next time needs to be on one side or the other. So I'll have to figure that out in my story. Why the back of him is on here and the front of him is here. So that might be kind of nice, because sometimes it's not until you make a mistake like that that you discover something that's more interesting than if I just had a full dog on one. So I might do something about two legs. I don't know. I'll figure something out. And then here's my back. And I can write my name and all that stuff. So anyway, please post pictures of what you make in the comments. Can't wait to see what you make. And we'll talk to you soon.